Hi, this is Coach T, and I want to share some thoughts with you on customer satisfaction and taking care of people who come to your business. These thoughts are based on a book by J. Abraham I saw probably 2 decades ago, and I adapted them for my own situation, and maybe this will be some benefit or some help to you. The first way that people treat people who come into their business is like a checkbook. When I go to a store and people treat me like a checkbook, all they care about is how much money can they get from me. When they see me, they see dollar signs on my forehead. They're trying to maximize the deal. They're trying to maximize how much money they can make off of me. And a person resents that. You know, when you're a customer, you don't like for people to just see you as a checkbook. They just see you as a chance. How much money can we squeeze out of this guy? And they try to squeeze every last nickel out of the customer that they can, because that's all they care about. They don't even care if they see you again. They just want to beat you. They want to get everything out of you that they can. And that doesn't go over very well. And people figure that out, and they never go back to a business like that. I would never go back to a restaurant that treats me like that. I would never go back to a hotel that treats me like that. People need to be better than that. Number 2, a small step up from that, are people who treat you as if you were a customer. That's a little bit better. But when you're a customer, you know, if you ask for something, they'll try to get it for you, but they really don't care that much. It's really not that big a deal to them. If you have a good time, if you enjoy your stay, if you will come back to their place of business, they kind of like for you to, but it's just not that big a deal. The third way that people treat you is like a client. That's a higher level of service. A client. Professional people have clients. Money managers have clients. Lawyers have clients. My wife and I have a financial advisor, and he doesn't just take our money and put it into things that will make him the highest commission. He doesn't do that. He's not trying to figure out how he can make the most money off of us. He listens to my wife and I. He wants to know what our goals are, what we're comfortable with, what we want to accomplish. And then he does what's best for us. He serves us. We are his clients. We're certainly not a checkbook to him. He's great. We're not customers, although we do tell other people about him and try to get them to go and use his services. He's been great to us. But we're his clients. Now let me see if I can illustrate this. We have a little 3-year-old grandson. His name is Lukey. He's a tornado. I mean, he just leaves a path of destruction everywhere he goes. But when he goes to the restaurant to eat with us, Lukey gets a pep talk before he goes into the restaurant. Lukey, we're not going to a playground. We're not going to a park. You can't act like an animal. You can't run around. We're going to the restaurant. You have to be civil. You have to take care of business. Okay, now Lukey, if you want a treat, and Lukey always wants a treat. Lukey, if you want a treat, you have to behave in the restaurant. You got to be a good boy. And Lukey probably gets a treat a little more than 50-50 now. He's doing a lot better, but there for a while he'd get a treat about 1 out of every 4 times. But he's getting a little older, he's getting a little better, he figures things out. Now, when we go to a restaurant, sometimes Lukey drops his fork on the ground. Sometimes it's because he's clumsy. Sometimes it's because he's careless. Sometimes he just wants to see how far he can throw that fork through the air. But a lot of times his fork will end up on the floor of the restaurant. When that happens, I flag down a waitress and I will say, excuse me, ma'am, this fork got on the floor. Lukey needs another fork. Do you think you could get us one? A lot of times the waitress will smile and she'll try to be kind and she will say something like this. You're not my table. but I will tell your server and I will have her get a fork for you. I know what that means. That means I'm a checkbook to her. She doesn't care about me. She doesn't care about my family. She doesn't care if we have a good time. All she cares about is which tables are hers, who's going to give her a tip, and how can she get the biggest tip from them. And I don't matter to her because I'm not at her table. I'm not part of her station. That's not a good restaurant. I probably won't go back to that restaurant. Second type of restaurant treats you like a customer. You flag a waitress down, you ask them for a fork, and they say, well, so-and-so has your table, but I'll try to get one for you when I get a chance. Okay, hey, that's a little better. They're not treating me like a checkbook. They're treating me like a customer. That's certainly better than a checkbook, but it's not the greatest. Now, I will say this. When you go to a great restaurant, you go to a fantastic restaurant, they've seen people like Lukey hundreds of times. They've caught his act. They know. When somebody like Lukey walks in the door and you get to your table, they're going to give you extra napkins because they know people like Lukey spill stuff and they make a mess, and you're probably going to need more napkins with that dude at your table. And if his fork hits the floor in a really good restaurant where you are a client, where they care about you having a great experience and they want you to come back, when that fork hits the floor, before I can pick it up, somebody is there. And they pick that fork up and they say, I'll get you another one. Might be the manager, might be the owner, might be the person who seats you, might be anybody who's a waitress at that a server at that restaurant. I don't know. But they're on it. They anticipate it. They jump on it. Whoever can gets it. You know why? Because they want us to have a great experience. And the reason is they see us as clients. We matter to them. We're a big deal to them. They want us to come back. They want us to tell people how good the food was and how good the service was. And restaurants like that who treat us like clients, it's not about, am I going to get anything off the tip? They're all part of a team. They all have a strong why. They know what they're doing, and they work together, and that works. And those are the places that we go back to time and time and time again, because they know how to treat somebody. Not like a checkbook, certainly. Not like a customer. Like a client. You take care of your clients will take care of you. Thanks for your time. Talk to you soon.